Welcome to 555 Tarot. I'm doing a pick a card reading for you. If you have had a chance to look at the cards, think about a question that you want to ask and then select a card between 1 and 4. This is for your reading for, well, tonight. I've dated it for tomorrow, for July the 9th. So card number 1, the first card that you have is the Cross: sadness, grief, suffering, karmic events, loss, and pain. You could be dealing with, possibly the obvious would be somebody's passing. There could be somebody that seems to be moving ahead further than you at this time. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, a Gemini, a Libra, or a Taurus. This could be somebody that you were once connected to in some type of way. There might have always been kind of a group setting previously. The 3 is representing coming together in partnerships. 6 are usually stability, finding stability, creating stability, but you have the Wands here. So the 6 of Wands can be somebody that is getting attention, being admired. There's a victory. It's usually a card of someone being admired or accolades, but there are people in the crowd that are watching the onlooking person kind of going through a parade. So this could be something regarding you or somebody else that you're dealing with, feeling left out, feeling overlooked at this time. There may have been a loss. And you might just see that something has kind of reached its end if you've picked pile number 1, whether it's kind of a cultivation of numerous things that have kind of brought a whether it's an undesired circumstance or event or situation, that something has come to a final end. The next card that you have is the Work card. So I have to apologize again. I've documented some of my experience that I'm going through right now just for you, but I'm being cyberbullied and cyberstalked, and hoping to make headway with it. I've actually been in contact with a few different people, but these people are constantly communicating, tampering with the phone, making negative comments, as cyberbullying and cyberstalking does. But this is something I'm going to try to persevere through and put out the reading. So I apologize for any interruptions. Also, there's a little young family here, so you might hear the kids in the background. The next card that you have is Work. So you have labor, earning money, and livelihood. So there could be a change regarding a group dynamic with income. Wands represent creative projects. So there could have been a situation that you put a lot of effort to. Possibly it didn't come to fruition. You might be moving, or somebody close to you might be making changes on the job, whether it's a colleague, a partner, a work situation, quite possibly. You might be thinking about maybe a job cut or restructuring or reorganization of the office just with earning money and livelihood. You might have had to feel as though there's going to have to be a lot of effort put into something to cultivate and make up for loss. Investments may not have been good at this time, or things that resources and time that you put your money into, or maybe just kind of creative efforts, or maybe some kind of endeavor that you had hoped to produce something financially, just with sadness, grief, suffering, karmic events, loss, and pain. So you see also 3 people working together here in this card. It could have been a real concerted effort, whether it was a family effort, or it could be like-mindedness, maybe at the center of the group that you've been working with. It might have been something that you might have had the same value systems or the same goals, but something seems to be coming to a change. Somebody else could be trying to take the credit for all your work as well. If you picked pile number 1, that's quite possible also. The obvious here is you reap what you sow. So whether this is, and sometimes we can catch the karma of other people as well, just by being involved in what they're involved in. Maybe they haven't been entirely forthright, or maybe they have been, and someone has just kind of That's why they kind of say, this is not a dog that you want to pet, or don't lie with dogs because you'll catch fleas. This could kind of been some kind of careless situation or an endeavor, because we are talking about work, and you can see that they are in a field here, reaping what you sow. So that could be the overall kind of, you might be watching somebody getting their karma, or you could be receiving your karma for a situation. And with the Six of Wands, it could be on a very, very large, or, kind of a larger display, a bigger platform. So the next card that you have, if you've picked pile number 1, is the Sword. So you could be dealing with an air sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This is actually talking about betrayal, backstabbing, making a decision. We did have an emphasis on a Libra or a Taurus mentioned. And we have here Aries, Gemini, Libra. So the Sword is talking about making a decision and not knowing how, until you're ready to take action. So this is talking about betrayal, a painful ending. This is almost like cutting ties. Now, this is also kind of like talking about a separation and something very, very close to you. So there could be a big change regarding family ties, being together, because we have the cross, but we also have this card mentioning kind of like your umbilical cord. So again, some kind of innate, or some kind of there's an automatic connection when we see this. This is also kind of like making a decision that you have to make because it's for your own good. So with reaping what you sow, karma, and again, it could be somebody else's karma if you've picked pile number 1, because the Sword is talking about once you've made that decision to end a relationship, to end, a group connection, whether it's involved with a long time group of people that you work with, a long time group of community that you've had for your own betterment, then you sever those ties, or somebody could be severing ties from you if you've picked pile number 1. Quite possibly. Once you've made up your mind, it's indefinite, it's going to be permanent, and there could be a drastic change, or just a complete ending to whatever situation you have, be it where it is a location. It could be final, because death could be final, but it could also just be outgrowing people, outgrowing your environment. You've changed, you've grown, you need to move on. And this can be work related, but can also be community and friend related, or, kind of moving on to find something else. The last card that you have is your answer card. So if you thought of a question, you can go ahead and choose a new direction. So that would be another confirmation for your whole reading if you've picked pile number 1. This card is talking about choosing a new direction for your life. Circumstances that you find yourself living in may seem unfulfilling. Perhaps your heart is full of discontent. And maybe it is after a loss of a family member. Maybe it is after a breakup, or a living situation with family or friends, or a love relationship. This card is talking about trusting that you know that there's something better waiting for you. If you've been procrastinating, like the Sword card, kind of taking your time, knowing that there has to be an ending, making a decision, or an ending could be made for you. Trust that the guidance is there for you, whether it's, your family or your spirit guide. Make a conscious decision, and you can pray too. Also, obviously, it's the first thing. Pray about it. Make a conscious decision or choice to be the person you are meant to be. Create an action plan for yourself as you plan for yourself to be in a direction of your divine life purpose. Begin taking steps immediately towards a happier future. So I hope that helps you, card number 1. If you've picked card number 2, the first card that you have is Snake. We have it in the reverse. So I do read reversals. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Cancer, quite possibly. Also a Queen of Wands, and you have maybe an over accentuation of lies, cheating, deceit, jealousy, desire, woman, can be a man, and attack. So you could be feeling picked on at this time. You could be feeling as though you are kind of going through a difficult situation. If you pick card number 2, maybe the journey with somebody has been very, very difficult, and someone might have been feeling as though somebody with great influence has been trying to make things difficult. Someone that is very shallow, very phony, not somebody with really real deep-rooted relationships, but maybe you have like an acquaintance type relationship with this person that's not really deeply rooted in anything. It's more superficial and at face value. There could be somebody that is at a distance. There could be somebody that you meet that's taking advantage of you with a car, quite possibly, or travel. The Chariot can also mean your situation being very, very difficult after a long period of time, but you arrive and you make it. Although the circumstances and maybe some of the situations have been kind of tumultuous or not easy, and there has been inconvenient stops and so on, you do arrive. It can also mean success is assured in what's going on. There could be a lot of options at play, so somebody could be feeling very greedy at this point. There could be drinking involved, or just a lot of options, or somebody is maybe taking advantage of their position of authority, maybe people that they know, and networking. You could feel as though someone has kind of maybe limited your ability to hobnob with people or rub shoulders with different people. They might be hogging all the spotlight with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is about networking. Queen of Wands is about social clubs, people that are well known. But this could be somebody well known for a good reputation or a poor reputation. And, how do they achieve things? Who do they know? Are they somebody that you can trust, and they are, as translucent as possible? The next card that you have, if you picked pile number 2, is basement, storage, imprisonment, and damp. Somebody that pile number 2, could be going to jail. Quite obviously with lies, cheating, deceit, an attack. There could be a physical attack, or there could have been some type of attack, whether it's not physical, but it could have been emotional or mental, or an attack on your judgment, attack on your work, or something like that. Maybe your character. We have storage and damp. So this could be somebody that might be playing on your weaknesses, somebody that is trying to see how they are able to kind of make you feel uncomfortable. Queen of Wands in reverse is superficial relationships. The Queen of Wands in the upright is kind of almost representative of more of a social person than a domesticated person. She tries to do a lot of things for everybody and keep everybody happy. But at the root of that, they're running around, they'll do errands, they'll try to help people. But the relationships are not that deeply seated. They're more of something that's kind of like, it's more of a, they want to be everything to everybody kind of situation. So this person could be helping with storage here. Like, this could be somebody that is making you, I almost feel like maybe this person is trying to get your goat, or for some reason you might be threatening to somebody, pile number 2, or somebody is threatened by you, because we've got lies, cheat, deceit, jealous, desire, male or female, and attack. So when a Queen of Wands is coming up, and if a queen or a king is coming up in reverse, it's the opposite of the noble things. So it would be, somebody trying to Maybe they're trying to go through your things, or maybe they're trying to bring up things that maybe you have already dealt with, or just to see if you want to re-engage in it again, or if something still bothers you. Um, they could be very charming as well. The Wands, King and Queen of Wands, are definitely like they're socialite people. So are they, does this represent you, pile number two? Be careful of that. This might be how you're being perceived as somebody, and somebody may not know if they're able to trust you or not, quite possibly. Just something maybe making you feel weighed down and drained. We have damp here. You know, things are in a damp basement or cellar. When we see basement, it can be a moldy place. It can be a place that's very cold. It's cool. You can store a lot of things down there. Cellars, for different types of items. It might be kind of somebody that is, you know, on the positive side, because I do read reversals and this was coming up in the reverse, it could be somebody trying to bring you out of your shell, and you might not be used to that. So you'll have to tell me how it resonates for you for pile number two. But on the alternative side, this person could be someone that is very good with networking with people, drawing people out, wanting to help you unpack a lot of emotional things, or to help you to advance and to become noticed for different kinds of accomplishments and different things. So you'll have to kind of tell me how it goes, because on the opposite side of this person could be, you know, because they are so well liked, or this is somebody that you're perceived as, maybe somebody is going to be really looking to you for guidance, or to take them under their wing, to give them, kind of show them the ropes, or to kind of learn how somebody deals with things with ease, whether you do presentations or group settings, or are getting involved with different people in different groups. This could be one of those things as well. The next card that you have here is the Healer. So we'll take a look at what this means. But again, this person could either be seeing you as somebody that is someone to aspire to. So maybe somebody that doesn't know, you know, I have to think of something. When I moved to a new city, I didn't know anybody. So I was reliant on other kids that I met in my neighborhood to kind of show me what bus to take. And they had been in the neighborhood. They knew everybody when I got there. Or when you're coming to a job or a place of employment, somebody is really comfortable with all the other employees. They know everybody. They've established a relationship. They know their kids and so on. And they fit right in, even if, you know, there's a lot of people that sometimes, and you may notice this as well too, that maybe their job or their performance isn't that great, but they have a really great relationship with people that they work with. And so they kind of get by on more of their Queen of Wands energy and the upright, being a network, being a social butterfly. Is there really any depth to this person? Do they have any really great strengths at contributing creatively or anything else? They might not, but they do have a way of resonating with people or connecting to other people, but they really serve no purpose. It could be one of those. So the Healer comes up. So the Healer is kind of like what we were talking about with the Queen of Wands energy. This is someone that maybe has lost themselves in a situation, or is being perceived as somebody with a lot of skill and talent. I don't know what's going on with my screen here and why it's not focusing, but I have cyberbullies on my phone, so I'm having a difficult time getting things to come into focus. So the Queen of Wands reversed. So there could be somebody that is maybe looking at you or bringing out something in you in the next little while that's going to help you feel like yourself again. Maybe you are the Queen of Wands in reverse, and it's because you feel like your ideas haven't been going well. Maybe some of the projects that you've launched or things that you've tried to do are not going well, quite possibly. With the Healer, It can be somebody coming alongside you to help you, or it can also be somebody bringing that out in you to be taking somebody under their wing, reminding you of your good talents, your skill set, what you can do, or somebody seeing that in you, but also maybe you're seeing this in someone else. And this is kind of someone that may be a mentor, or maybe if they're not so much of a mentor, might be a strong word, but something to kind of aspire to. Like, yeah, I feel comfortable doing things like that person. I like that person's way of doing things. That's comfortable for me. So with that healing card, it could be that there are circumstances and events that are going to bring you back to kind of, I want to kind of use the word, not kind of a feeling of nostalgia about yourself, kind of remembering yourself, going back to the way that you were, and a place where you're comfortable, maybe more proud of yourself, more confident, more self-assured. Um, it talks about healing and being a healer. So maybe you'll be getting healing through networking. Maybe you'll be getting healing through somebody acknowledging you and acknowledging your efforts. And maybe this is kind of a situation where you've kind of reinvented yourself, whether it's with a group of people or meeting up with someone from your past. This can be a reinvention card for you too, whether somebody is kind of helping you with that, or whether you are providing that for somebody else and somebody perceives you as somebody that can provide that kind of guidance. It's talking about remembering where to return to, and returning to what. So something kind of maybe more about yourself. If there's something that's at ease, making you feel uneasy, or feeling out of place or out of sorts or out of your element, you might be finding that there might be somebody coming along, or a situation or circumstance might change that might help you feel that way more. Or you might be called upon, and it would be a real flattering, I don't know why my camera is doing this. Probably I've got somebody on my Android phone. This is my 7th phone, and hopefully there'll be a resolution to this in the near future, but I'm not sure why my screen is acting like that. It should be focusing. Anyhow, I hopefully that resonates for you. Your last card is the asking yourself a question card, and you have opportunity coming up. Oh, there, that's clearing in here. So we have opportunity. So we have opportunity. If you're asking a question for pile number 2, the answer is positive growth and expansion is on the horizon for you. So again, this can be somebody that is going to be facilitating that through their networking, social media, somebody that is very well known, somebody that's recognized for something, be it yourself or somebody helping you with that. If you pick pile number 2, this may bring with it inspiration and insight, or it could be a chance that you've been waiting for to take actions on ideas that you already have. So it could also very well be just that somebody is trying to kind of help you to go through things in the past. Maybe remind you of gifts or talents that you had before that maybe weren't working then, but now at this point it might really come forward. You may be seeking to manifest the chance to create changes in your career and buy or sell a home. Bring romance into your life. Whatever your desires, your angels are about to open the door of possibilities for you. Step right through. So that's what I have for you, pile number 2. Sorry about some of the focus issues. Thanks for watching. Hi, pile number 3. So if you've picked card number 3, remember that there is an angel answer question. You can think about your question and it'll be answered for you at the bottom of your deck. We're going to pick some of the first cards. So we have the key here. You could be dealing with a Leo, quite possibly, a fire sign, Libra and Taurus, possibly a Gemini. We have the key. Wish card unlocks hidden info. Reveal, major turn needed, and yes. There could have been a lot of effort in a group project. There could have been a major project planning or promotions. There could have been a lot of people involved in some kind of creative project to bring in income, quite possibly, or a lot of people involved in doing something for maybe a group or like a kids event. A lot of coming together, maybe several different groups of people. It could have been started by, a group of friends, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend kind of situation, or maybe they're the owners of the project or the starting people of the project. It doesn't have to be. It can also just be like a group of people that have the same goal in mind and the same idea. Because we have Eight of Pentacles. So definitely could be dealing with a Virgo as well. Libra, Taurus, Leo. Wish card unlocks hidden info. Reveal, major turn needed, and yes. So you're getting two answers. You're going to get your angel answer card, and if you were asking about a question, you have the answer yes, something unlocking the key. A lot of effort may be put in. There could have also been a lot of people supporting someone. You could have gotten sponsorship, or there might be a sponsorship to help somebody achieve something. Or there could be, people providing resources or helping or networking. This could also be connections to people that have the same value system. So your church could be helping you. Your community could be helping you. You could be doing something, pile number 3, where you're getting support or supporting somebody else. And this would be, a project that is a real kind of a labor of, dedication, focus, commitment, being really, really diligent in a situation. The next card that you have here is Apple. So we have wisdom, death, sexuality, and joy. Wisdom, death, sexuality, and joy. If you picked card number 3, pile number 3, sorry, my camera is just doing funny things. If you pick card number 3, this might be something where a relationship in a group setting that you met, maybe working on a project, or maybe just a hangout group or meeting through other friends. This could have started out as something different. You might find yourself, pile number 3, in a situation where you have a romance or some kind of connection has developed from hanging out with a group of people. You kind of established a network or some kind of a relationship through just being together, whether it's involved in a like-minded goal or project, whether it's, you have helped to support and kind of sponsor somebody else in a situation or a group, or maybe you've just befriended a bunch of people together. What I'm seeing is kind of somebody that maybe had possibly maybe be rooting for you in the background, the cheerleaders in the background. This can also be with wisdom. Obviously, the 3 of Pentacles is coming to mind to me, but it also can be really, really focused on a goal. So there might have been a situation where there was no chance for a relationship. It affected a relationship. Maybe there was somebody coming between somebody else, because there was so much time on the job. Maybe a relationship is ending due to a work affair or an emotional affair. And it doesn't have to be an affair, but it can be because of the circumstance changing, spending all your time together with this person. It could just be that there was distance previously, or there could be an ending with wisdom, death, sexuality, and joy. So while one in situation is, somebody is so laser focused, another connection maybe is starting elsewhere. But also, planning a situation, planning and development, or planning to make time for holidays or for trips, or planning to see how something's going to go. Maybe possibly the vision was the same and shared with somebody else. Because it would be in likeness, celebrating, being with somebody, And it, it can be get-togethers after work, or if you were planning to put together a summer camp or some kind of training camp for, anything, or a work, an additional training course for the summer, or somebody sponsoring someone so that they can achieve goals and get more education or more wisdom or more exposure to something. It seems something like that, or there could have been a relationship that was halted if you pick pile number 3, or started because of something like that. Either a different relationship had started behind the scenes and these people were separated, or it was just that somebody was just so laser focused on something else that a different relationship grew elsewhere. This last, we've got your answer card coming next, but we'll get one more here, and we have the comic. So this is your other clarifying card for pile number 3. So again, this would be a confirmation of these other cards here, because the comic is talking about comic relief, ingenious, having wisdom, able to kind of, there could have been a coming together through a difficult situation where it had to be a group concerted effort, because something was just so, like the intention behind some project or some goal or someone's work was so rigid and so, kind of a situation where there's no time to joke about a situation. There's no messing around. This card would be a confirmation for you about, somebody that has the wisdom to take a situation and brighten the mood no matter what the consequences are, whether there was an ending, whether a relationship had dissolved, or there was an ending to some kind of hidden info, major reveal or turn, maybe something kind of devastating regarding a situation or a relationship or a project. This would be a confirmation of that if you've picked pile number 3, because it is talking about somebody just having a way about them, and you could be that person in this group, or they could be that person in this group that kind of just knows how to kind of change the energy of the situation, kind of read the room, and knows how to handle a situation, change the dynamic of it, change the light in the mood, change the course of the way that the situation is going. It's on making the best of a horrible situation, but in a different situation, it's kind of a real blessing, because then there are ties that are meant to be let go of, but then there's also ones that are meant to go forward. So it kind of, with this kind of energy, this person is kind of able to finish well, but they're also able to kind of allow a situation to dissolve, and it's able to be let go of because of the lightness, or maybe this group of other people, or this person that someone has maybe developed a relationship, a likeness, or a shared kinship with, that they're able to move forward because they've had a different perspective on how to move forward with the situation. Whether it be a love relationship, letting go of a long time held project, goal, or desire, or a plan, and some changes. So you might be that person in pile number 3, or somebody else might be helping you with that, or you might be seeing that, and there could be some things coming to light as to why and when this happened, whether somebody was too rigid, too laser focused on something, or they needed that support, and a real community development happened because of that situation, because somebody knew how to take a situation that is maybe really awful and turn it around for something so much better. The last card that you have, that if you were thinking about your question, is within the next few weeks, pile number 3. So for your angel card, when you were asking your question, it says within the next few weeks. What you've asked about will happen this month or soon thereafter. Your patience is rewarded. So eight of coins, 8 of pentacles is somebody really working their butt off, but it's also, diligence, and like I said, in persevering and not letting up. You can, if you remember what the 8 of coins looks like, it's someone that's almost got like a carbon copy of every single replica coin, and they are just working away and have created so much. So your stamina, your diligence regarding something are coming together, or maybe it's a relationship that at that time wasn't meant to come to fruition just because of other circumstances. Maybe now, within the next couple weeks, something will come to light because of patience, because it's better timing. Quite possibly pile number 3, and because it's something that you were maybe not able to do with a bunch of other things that were going on. But whatever happens here, I feel like this person or this situation or whatever you've contributed or they've contributed has kind of really set the tone for good things regarding this scenario, whether it's you involved with other people or them involved with you. So I hope that helps you, pile number 3. Thanks for watching. Hi, pile number 4. This is 555 Tarot. Please remember to keep in mind, if you want to ask a question, the last card will be the answer, your angel answer card that I have for you if you have something that you would like to ask about. If you pick pile number 4, we have the bear. So we have most powerful protection, finance, diet, determination. You could be dealing with a Capricorn or a Libra, quite possibly. We have the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands is almost, reaching the end of a really tumultuous period. 10 of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So we have Libra, definitely. Things are hopefully turning in your favor because you have been, or somebody else, pile number 4, has been carrying the burden, the load of a lot of stress, worry, responsibility. But there is going to be an end in sight, and there will be some relief for you. Most powerful protection, finance, diet, determination. There could also have been maybe something that has been weighing somebody down, with maybe obsessing about work and obsessing about responsibilities and obsessing about goals and achievements, and maybe work projects as well too, to kind of get things going. But you could be dealing with a Capricorn as well, because we have number 15 here. Too much of something is never a good thing, whether it's, whether it's addictions, abuse, or whether it's a person, an addiction to someone that kind of, has some kind of power over you because you were just so enamored in someone or so enamored with a work situation. 10 is a completion, so we know that there's going to be some end in sight with a situation that has maybe, this is kind of your big break with something, pile number 4. If you have put a lot of effort into something and it's just kind of throwing, something at the wall to see what sticks, this could be it for you. Quite possibly. This is after not doing the same thing over and over again to get a different result. This is making consecutive changes. This is learning from a situation. This is being determined, definitely, and making your way on your own, but to a place where there is going to be some help, some resources, a safe haven, where you can put a lot of things down mentally, emotionally, and hopefully have a situation that you've created from all of your effort because you've been determined. You've put yourself in a really good situation where you are able to kind of feel comfortable. It's almost as though you have maybe put yourself in a situation where you've done all the hard work, you've laid a firm foundation with something, and now you are able to kind of take the next step with the situation. The next card that you have coming up here is intuition. So you've got a sixth sense, intuition, and subconscious. I'm trying to get this to focus. I don't have I'm just in kind of limbo right now with my living situation. I don't have my camera stand or anything like that. But intuition, sixth sense, intuition, and subconscious is the next card for you on pile number 4. The obvious thing that's coming up to me is just most powerful protection and determination. Somebody with a, maybe this is going to be a real lifestyle change, and you're going to need to be very determined regarding health and other matters, just even because of the stress that you've been carrying, whether it's, I know that people stress will kill you, give you a heart attack, stress you out. But also it can be the environment, lack of sleep, a lot of stress, not sleeping well, exhausting yourself, being obsessed with an end goal so that you can get to where you're going. This is also finding your way to your destination, and that's kind of using your intuition. So the 10 of Wands is somebody that is carrying all these wands on their back, and you can see in the distance kind of like a home or a little chalet or like a little house. They have, it's like somebody that's wandering on a trail hike somewhere, speaking of a bear, but they know where they're going. They're able to use their moral compass. They have a sixth sense. They have intuition, their subconsciousness. So this is, something that maybe you might be feeling that you are being guided and protected, or, your inner, this is almost like your inner sense, your inner knowing is kind of helping you how to persevere forward, even if you have felt that you didn't know the way to do things, maybe because there was such calamity with the devil coming up, number 15. There's a change in how you manifest. So I almost feel like for pile number 4, the way that you have been manifesting things have had, and with the 10 of Wands, it's like a lot of trial and error, like, or a lot of, reattempts at trying something. So like I said, something sticks if you throw it at the wall to see what works. But kind of knowing and kind of sensing your way through a situation that maybe has had a lot of obstacles, maybe a lot of obstacles that were not necessary, but people were kind of, it's unforeseen circumstance, or different people that have not been, overly helpful. They always have that saying, when good things are coming, the devil tries to come and ruin it all and gets in the way. And it could have been people like that were toxic, or people that were just wanting to be, some people stay in situations and have connections to people, and it doesn't do anything for them, but they just do it. And then in terms of that, if you have that around you, that can kind of help to hold you back as well. That can help you to become affected by another person and the decisions that they've made, because they're in a different space than where you are. And as long as it's not affecting you and your growth and your enhancement or your progression, then it's not a problem. The next card that you have here is the Gem. So the Gem is here, and this is a confirmation of these two cards with your intuition and your sixth sense. So this is talking about somebody, most powerful protection. The Gem is actually talking about your sixth sense and persevering forward in a situation. But the bear being powerful and perhaps maybe having to do a lot of trial and error. It's almost making reference here to a diamond in the rough. So a lot of trial and error, also being able to use your intuition and your sixth sense. So another confirmation about finding your way to your destination, finding your way home, for lack of a better word, be it, I've arrived to the position that I want. I have the contacts. I've got the stability. I've laid down the foundation for this project. I've worked out the tweaks and the kinks in a situation, and now I'm ready to go for the next phase because you've done all the foundation work. This is talking about, being a diamond in the rough. So this is, a bull in a china shop, but maybe lots of errors to kind of get to a completion. And maybe, it's kind of like an onion peeling several layers back. This is kind of like, this is also maybe possibly a situation where there's had to be a growth of yourself, but also when you've had your intuition, this is finding your way to the goal and the resolution that you've wanted, or creating the reality that you wanted, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's for work or creative situations. You've got the sixth sense, intuition, and your subconscious, and the diamond in the rough. So something maybe that, and then we've got the gem with that, but we've got the bear. So obviously the bear is not the most, I mean, they certainly are cute when they're cubs, but they're not the most, graceful animal by far, but very powerful, a lot of determination, a lot of strength to persevere. And you've got finance here, you've got diet and determination. So perhaps you have a goal for getting to something. You might not feel as qualified or as skilled as you might be, but you will learn through trial and error, and it seems like you have with the Ten of Wands. And those things bode well for you, whether it's something that's, you meet your destination, maybe not through the straight and narrow, but you have to make a few stops around the way and then arrive at that destination. But you've learned a lot of things in the midst of that. And you get it right, but sometimes doing things the long way and the hard way is not the greatest, but it does keep you in the safest way because you've done the work, you've put in the effort, you didn't take any shortcuts. And, that creates for good habits, but it also is like good practice, good methods, and also for integrity too. The last card that you had for your answer card, if you were asking a question, is helpful people. So hopefully my camera is in focus. So helpful people, this card is talking about time to expand your circle of friends, and you've got most powerful protection here. So you might be meeting those people that maybe, working towards that goal, getting into a situation where now, because you persevered, they are like-minded, or they have got that same experience. They're seasoned in a situation, whether it's a work situation, a group of like social class that you wanted to be with, or somebody in your field, or maybe it's just a peer group. You may find yourself needing to do some personal or professional networking. Make time to branch out in order to create the personal career connections necessary to be happy and successful. So keep pressing forward. It might be that you have very soon got some more resources to help you obtain whatever you want to, and the right people to help you, even if you've had to take the longer way around something, or so many great things have come from a long, painful situation. And hopefully for you, pile number 4, this gives you the encouragement or the confirmation that you need. Thanks for watching.